especial, en 2009 Peter Jackson, con las ganancias que obtuvo para El Señor de los Anillos, compra los derechos de Mortal Engines, Máquinas Mortales, para adaptarla en película, pero fue hasta 2016 que se empieza a producir en compañía del equipo de trabajo del Señor de los Anillos y El Hobbit. Esta es una entrevista que realizamos con el productor Peter Jackson, al director y a los protagonistas. Máquinas Mortales, que llega el 1 de enero. Un mundo posapocalíptico, ciudades sobre ruedas. Esto es algo de Máquinas Mortales, producida por Peter Jackson, y aquí les tenemos algunos avances. En medio de estas colosales urbes, Tom Natsworthy, proveniente de la clase baja de Londres, deberá luchar por su vida junto a la peligrosa fugitiva Hester Shaw. Dos opuestos cuyos caminos nunca debieron cruzarse forman una peculiar alianza destinada a cambiar el curso del futuro. The question is, what is the most fascinating idea and at the same time the most complex idea that you found in this story?
Interesting. Well, I think I mean, I think the complexity is in the characters, and the character of Hester Shaw, for instance, is, you know, what I like about Hester is that she's not necessarily a goodie or a baddie. She's sort of shades of grey, and so it's actually her complexity that really appealed to me when I read these books for the first time. And there's 4 books in the series. This is just the first one, and the 4 books are really her life story. And she is a character that keeps you guessing all the time. You don't know what she's going to do next. She keeps a lot of her decisions, you know, inside, which makes her a fascinating character to watch.
Indómita, guerrera y con un pasado tormentoso es algo que engloba Hester Shaw. Beyond the pain and the reminder that your character's mother was killed.
Yeah.
What's the relevance that the scar face has in the movie?
Apart from that, I mean, I think it's like a reminder to ourselves of what we from the outside think about that. You know, what does the world comments on Hester for looking like that, and for, in a way, I think it's both for not being perfectly flawless and as a woman, and not being able to be that, not wanting to be that, but also like in a way showing her character, showing who she is. I think a lot of the time women are expected to be something that they necessarily aren't, and not show how they actually feel about things. And if a woman says how she feels about something, and if it's ugly and difficult, very often they can be told to be bitches or divas or difficult. And I think it makes us think about that, you know, that maybe that's okay, and that beauty isn't flawless, but flawed actually.
Tadeusz Valentine cree que solo él tiene la verdad. Esto le hará mostrar sus verdaderos colores. Why do you think people get corrupted by ambition and the idea of power?
Because they sort of because they think they're the only person in the world. I think ultimately when power corrupts you is when you don't have a strong sense of other people. You don't have a strong sense of empathy. You somehow feel like you always have to push yourself forward. In other words, there's something in your development that has meant that you don't see other people in the way that you should. You really just see yourself. So that's the thing: selfishness, self-centeredness, which is often comes from fear or inadequacy. Sure. So if you feel inadequate, you feel like you have to keep on pushing yourself forward.
Esta travesía es dirigida por Christian Rivers, marcando su debut como director de largometrajes después de haber trabajado en storyboards y efectos especiales. Por este último ganó un Oscar por King Kong. When we watch the movie, sometimes we reminded to another movies like Terminator, maybe Mad Max, maybe even Never Ending Story. That was a main purpose, or did you want to create another new stuff based on previous movies?
No, we wanted to create something new. But we were dealing with our world. It isn't a fantasy world, it is our future. And we didn't know what that looked like when we started. The books are described very steampunk, very, very steampunk descriptions. And we knew we didn't want it to be steampunk. We wanted it to be our future, but in a, you know, with rich character and a sort of a wonderfully unique design aesthetic. So I sort of remember drawing a triangle. I said, if we have Harry Potter, Mad Max and Star Wars. We want to be in the middle, but we don't want to feel like we're copying any of those things.
Okay.
So hopefully that was the result. But that's all we could do, is sort of set a target and try and aim for it.
Un Londres post-apocalíptico, eso es algo que está a punto de develarse, informó desde Los Ángeles Adrián Ruiz.
Qué internacional.
Muy
es.
internacional, ¿no? Llega el 1 de enero. Y